Welcome to the Movie Spoiler Club, the channel where you can watch movie, television, and streaming series within minutes. Today we're going to spoil the movie Avengers Age of Ultron, 2015. This movie story plot is about when Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., jumpstarts a dormant peacekeeping program. Things go terribly awry, forcing him, Thor, Chris Hemsworth, the Incredible Hulk, Mark Ruffalo, and the rest of the Avengers to reassemble. As the fate of Earth hangs in the balance, the team is put to the ultimate test as they battle Ultron, a technological terror hell-bent on human extinction. Along the way, they encounter two mysterious and powerful newcomers, Pietro and Wanda Maximoff. The movie begins with the Avengers raiding a Hydra outpost that's led by Herman von Strucker, who's been experimenting on enhancing humans using the powers of Loki's scepter. The Avengers break Hydra's defense and take the scepter into their custody, and manage to capture von Strucker as well. But on the way, they confront two enhanced enemies, the Maximoff twins. The brother Pietro has superhuman speed while the sister Wanda has telekinesis abilities and also able to manipulate minds. Just after Stark finds a hidden workshop inside the outpost, Wanda arrives and manipulates him with a vision of a possible future, as he sees a horrific dreamlike scene of all the Avengers are dead because of his fall. After retrieving the scepter, the Avengers head back to their headquarters, the former Stark Tower, now named as Avengers Tower since they are not working with S.H.I.E.L.D. anymore. They're unknowingly to the others. Stark and Banner discover an artificial intelligence contained in the scepter's gem, and start working on to complete a Stark's project that he had previously started named Ultron, a system made for peacemaking on the Earth. The effort still fails constantly, and Stark goes to the Avengers celebration party for getting the scepter, leaving Jarvis to continue the attempt on developing Ultron. Chit-chat goes on in the party with laughs, but unknown to anyone, something is happening in the Stark's workshop. Jarvis manages to give life to Ultron, who's in the impression that he should eliminate humanity to save the planet. Awakened Ultron overpowers Jarvis, killing him. Ultron takes an armored drone as his temporary body, and steps towards the party. Celebrations are going, including a tendency to romance between Banner and Black Widow, and a contest for lifting Thor's Mjolnir. The party gets interrupted by Ultron, who claims that his objective is to extinct the Avengers in order to bring peace to the planet. He attacks the group with an ultimate power until the armor gets hit by the Mjolnir. Although the temporary body got crushed, Ultron has escaped through the internet, gathering all the files of Avengers and taking the scepter with him. We see the Maximoff twins meeting Ultron at a church, and agreeing to work with Ultron to eliminate the Avengers and save the world. Ultron takes them to Hydra base in Sokovia, to show them how he's been working on developing an army, multiplying himself into Stark's drone armors. In the agreement, it's revealed that the twins are in the impression that Tony Stark is responsible for their parents' deaths, since they were caused by the weapons manufactured by Stark Industries. In the aftermath of the attack and robbery of the data by Ultron, the Avengers receive a message that Strucker has been killed. Realizing that Ultron did it for preventing Strucker from giving the Avengers something valuable, the team starts to refer the storage files on Strucker. In this section of known associates, they find out about an arms dealer who got hold of the world's strongest metal, vibranium. They figure out that it is going to be the next target of the Ultron, and set out to visit him at Johannesburg, where they confront the Ultron with the twins. While Iron Man engages in a battle with the Ultron, Wanda inserts hallucinations into other Avengers member minds, filling them with haunting visions to wander, making them invalid for fighting. Her attempt on manipulating Barton doesn't succeed as he senses her sneaking up close to him, and he attacks her with an arrow just before Pietro comes in and saves her. The whole team is down, hallucinating different stories on their own. Except for Iron Man and Barton, Wanda has also got into the mind of Banner, and now Iron Man has to stop him from destroying the city. He defeats the Ultron's temporary body and goes to find Hulk rampaging in the city. Stark uses his Hulk-busting suit to neutralize the Hulk and brings him back. Barton takes them, the mentally down team, to what he calls a safe house, where the team meets his wife and children. His wife Laura, knowing about the Avengers and their work, welcomes them into the house. It's revealed that Natasha was the only one who had known about this place, as the children greet her as Aunt Nat. The team takes refuge in the house, but Thor, worried about the dream he had and determined to find its meaning, he flies away. At the same time, Dr. Helen Cho, a helping hand of the Avengers, encounters Ultron at her laboratory in Seoul, South Korea. Ultron offers her to help him have a more powerful and permanent body, giving the necessary material, vibranium. When she refuses, Ultron takes control of her mind using the stolen scepter, Just like Loki did in the first Avengers movie, Thor visits Dr. Selvig at his university, and with his help, he goes to a place called his mystical Water of Sights, a place that's special to the realm, to find the meaning of his dream. Back in the safe house, the Black Widow and Bruce Banner, who have fallen in love with each other, plan to disappear after they destroy Ultron. Considering the danger from both of them to the world, suddenly Nick Fury arrives at the house and encourages the team to form a plan to defeat the Ultron. Banner notices the silence of Dr. Cho and deduces that the Ultron has gone for her to build a synthetic body for himself. At Dr. Cho's lab, while imprinting a physical brain to Ultron, Wanda gets into his mind and gets shocked with seeing that Ultron's intention is to sweep the entire humanity from the Earth. She makes Dr. Cho back to consciousness, making her stop the implanting process. As the Ultron gets furious and attacks Dr. Cho and her assistants, Pietro takes Wanda away. Ultron decides to wait a bit for his implantation and leaves the premise with the scepter, keeping Natasha and Barton up close in the helicopter. Captain America arrives in the laboratory to find Dr. Cho heavily injured. She tells him that Ultron is uploading himself to the body, and explains that the only way to stop it is to retrieve the cradle back. Rogers contacts Natasha and Barton, and passes the information on the escape of Ultron. They spot the Ultron escaping on a truck, and Natasha gets down to assist Captain with the chase. The Maximoff twins join in with Rogers to distract Ultron while Natasha manages to retrieve the power-contained cradle. Barton takes the Ultron's synthetic body to the Avengers Tower along with Rogers and the twins. But in the excitement unknown to them, Ultron has captured Natasha. Stark has rebuilt Jarvis using the protocols that were not effective when he was attacked by Ultron. He convinces Banner to work with him to insert the acquired synthetic body into Jarvis, to create something special and new. Meanwhile, Natasha manages to contact Barton through a frequency system and gives the location where she's being imprisoned. Rogers arrives at the workshop with the twins on suspicion that Stark is onto something risky, and they fight off each other as Pietro stops the uploading program. While they're fighting, Thor arrives there and resumes the uploading process using the power of Mjolnir, unleashing a synthetic being named the Vision. The Avengers get ready to attack him, but Thor stops them, explaining that Scepter's gem is an infinity stone that contains unparalleled power, and that Stark is right as Thor found the meaning of the dream he had. Thor goes on saying that the Avengers alone cannot defeat the Ultron. The Vision says that he's on the side of life, and proves his worthiness by being able to lift Thor's Mjolnir. The team sets out to attack Ultron in Sokovia, where Natasha's signal came from. They evacuate the civilians in Sokovia, and get ready to face the drone army of the Ultron. Iron Man finds through his new assistant Friday that Ultron is at the city church waiting for him, so he goes there. There he meets Ultron and a machine he has made to lift a portion of the city using the rest of vibranium he got, in order to cause extinction on Earth. Iron Man goes to help civilians as the Vision comes to take his place fighting the Ultron. As the Avengers engage in a battle with Ultron's drones, Banner rescues Natasha from the cell. He refuses to become the Hulk and fight near civilians. Then he asks Natasha to come with him and flee away, but Natasha pushes him into a pit to get the form of the Hulk, saying that they need him to finish the job. As the fight gets intense and with the city lifting high, it seems difficult to evacuate the people. Nick Fury comes in time with the helicarrier we saw in the first Avengers movie, and deploys a set of lifeboat-like pods to take in the civilians. Also, Colonel Rhodes arrives with his War Machine suit and gets to help with the evacuation. Eventually, the team assembles around the vibranium core to protect it from Ultron to prevent plummeting the city. The Ultron sends the rest of thousands of the drone army to the Avengers, and the team starts fighting them all together. Ultron gets on a shield Quinjet and starts to stop the evacuation of the civilians. Hydro gets killed with its shooting while trying to protect Barton from the Quinjet's gunfire. Hulk jumps into the Quinjet and throws Ultron out onto the ground. Wanda, who was assigned to protect the vibranium machine, abandons her post and goes for Ultron, while the others went to help the civilians after beating the drone army. She takes revenge for her brother's death by destroying Ultron's primary body. This gives the opportunity to one drone to reach the machine, and its activation of the core leads the city to plummet. While the other Avengers leave the portion alongside the civilians, Iron Man and Thor summon a combined strike of Unibeam and Thunder to explode the plummeting city. It shatters into rubble and falls into a nearby lake. After ensuring that Natasha is safe, Hulk departs in the Quinjet with the understanding that it's not safe for him being near the civilians. Ultron's consciousness attempts to escape in the very last drone, but ends up confronting the Vision. The two share their ideas about human beings and life on Earth, and the Vision destroys the Ultron's last drone, saying that it's an honor for him to be with humans. This effectively ends the Ultron, and literally, The Age of Ultron. In the aftermath, Barton goes back home to his family. We see Tony Stark driving towards upstate of New York to a new Avengers facility. He goes passing a staff consisted of Agent Hill, Dr. Cho, Dr. Selvig, and meets Thor and Captain America. There they discuss that it's better and safer to leave the Mind Stone with the Vision, because he's trustworthy since he managed to lift the Mjolnir. Captain America says goodbye to them as Thor departs to Asgard, and Stark heads back home. We see Natasha Romanoff worried about Bruce Banner, who left in the Quinjet in the form of Hulk, as the Quinjet has been as untraceable with Stark's technology. There's been no news about Banner, but Nick Fury meets her, saying that Banner will be alright and soon he'll send his status. Then he leaves Natasha, saying that trouble always comes around and they should be ready for it. Natasha meets Rogers, briefing about the new Avengers team they've got. The movie ends with their meeting the team, which consists of Falcon, the Vision, War Machine, and Wanda. The screen fades away as Captain America addressing the team as Avengers. In the mid-credits scene, we see Thanos decides to begin the hunt for the Infinity Stones by himself. Movie trivia. Do you know that Scarlett Johansson was pregnant during filming? So many of her scenes were scheduled early in filming before she began to show. To help hide her pregnancy later in filming, 3 stunt doubles were hired. This caused a lot of confusion amongst the other actors. According to them, all of the stunt women looked very similar to Johansson. Chris Evans stated that it got to the point where he would say hello and start a conversation with one of them, only to realize midway that the person he was talking to was not Johansson. Ultimately, some scenes use CGI to hide Johansson's belly. This movie gets the movie rating of 7.3 from IMDb, Tomatometer rating of 76 and audience score of 83 from Rotten Tomatoes. Thank you for watching, and be sure to hit like, subscribe, share your thoughts in the comment section, and hit the notification bell for the new movie spoiler video every week.